So I'll read the third verse, but I'm going to read a slightly different translation, but it's almost the same as what you have. From the moment of birth, may I never be lured by the pleasures of existence, but guided by definite emergence, intent on freedom, be resolute in seeking the pure life. In yesterday's verse, then, or in the immediately preceding verse, we've generated the aspiration to achieve only precious human rebirth in all our future lives. And here we now start this prayer with the aspiration that from the moment of our birth, of our physical birth, then may we never be lured by the deceptive delights of cyclic existence.
먼저 시비 대화람나 다디르와당 저기 코발 코르웨 대화식으로 코르웨 대화 코발에 긴 아주 코르웨 대화 가서는 아주야 저게 조보고 원이고 투어도 안셈래야 거고야지 용어야 되서 코르웨 대화 당 저기 아직 유절라 변조라 사지 디 유절라 야고 차야 아직 가나나 차야다 안디스요 코르웨 대화 니면 비게 당 아주 나중에다 지딘비게다 아주 지딘비게다 레가로 체크를 제베네 마우스에 또 스칼라나 되어를 내셔로와 디셔선 코웨 되어래서 코웨 되어
Pleasures of existence. First of all, this term existence is a synonym for cyclic existence or samsara. The pleasures of cyclic existence, then these are wide-ranging, and these would then include all the delights that we enjoy in our relationships with others, in a wide variety of relationships, whether they are with family, with friends, or romantic relationships. And moreover, it relates to the delight we take in our interaction or our desire for material possessions, material objects. And furthermore, samsaric happiness is also related to the vast majority of activities that we engage in, because we engage in these activities seeking samsaric pleasures, seeking ordinary delights. So the understanding then of pleasures of existence needs to be understood in a very broad way.
직참염도도 지우도 세다 직제 당한도 셰다네 지게 셰다 데모다 데니게 제모를 뒤래 나 직진에 아직 가라나 그거 요야 지우야 되는 용거로와 진짜 지금 뭐 대세 이렇게 차상하다 그러게 되어 버렸어 될려 나 지용도니 데니실이야 차고 맞죠 쇼스 뭐람 잡고 그랬어 뭐람 잡고 그랬어 차고 맞죠 쇼 뭐람 잡고 그랬으네 될려 차고 깨나 가려래라고 대화로 와서네 대화에 잡았겠나 지금 어디 가서 고우로 와라네 진짜 이 대화에 때부여 말해서 때문에래서 진짜 까마 가시지는 주제 하시지 되는 소양 유어친들 진짜 때문에래서 진짜 되니기 대화들이야 잡고 깨와 있나 되니기 대화를 가지고 꽤 너무 말해서 꽤 야구를 삼대는 대를 꾼딱 말해서 꾼마다 와는 대를 탈주게 삼바기 말해서 진짜 되니서 나보 코로나를 대리야 잡고 맞게와지 대대도 꾼레샤디 We need to look at our own experiences here, be aware of what arises in our minds, to see how pervasive this mind of attachment is, always drawn to samsaric pleasures. And these take a wide variety of formats. We think of what we enjoy doing, what we see as relaxation. So whether it's watching television or going to the theater, spending time with our friends, out in nature, whatever it is
that we are drawn to, these are invariably samsaric delights. And here the prayer is from birth. May I never be deceived by attachment. May I never be deceived by desire. And the reason for this is because when we are attached to worldly objects, or we attach to worldly pleasures, whilst the achievement of this does lead to some transitory pleasure, it is transitory. In no time at all, that pleasure lapses, and it is replaced with desire for pleasure again. This happiness that we experience relating to samsaric objects, and again, samsaric objects need to be understood in this very broad way. This happiness is transitory. It's not reliable. It doesn't lead to a satiation of desire. And the fault that attachment leads us to make is that it overemphasizes the desirable attributes of the objects. And this mind of attachment exaggerates the desirable attributes and hides the faults of the objects. So this is a confused mind, or an ignorant mind that is not seeing the object as it is at all. We need to be aware of the faults of the object as well as its pleasurable attributes. And this way we come to see the object in a truer way, a more correct way. Cheka tamading is apogumaso. Then he got to lutendi, going to Q de Sakchekile, then he carried in the Kyonare, the young Kyasum.
You were later, no more body Kyonada, no more on the Jebuya, do another Yamar. Chesan, you, no more body, no more less, lay Yongi, not to Pumbo Chubarova. Chesan, the name you could Kyon. You could not Kyon was a Jebukora Yakomar, the Pumbodi. Chesan Pumbo Delat in the Lamsa Nacho, you are George, yes, they were you are the Kamalea, delay the Chasan Pumbudi change, Delat in the Ungo watches. I didn't Punganjugi, Kuri, Devatiki, Chasan, and Konimbo Mevata, and Yahumain body, DDS, himself didn't some large, and Dele Tarbigi, Koi to my Pumboki, you led a Yomo Batil, Tarbigi, Tarba, Dipombe, Bamba. Tarba said, Tobu, Sembige, and told you engaging some dumb or easily.
What we have here is, may I never be lured. So here, to translate it literally, may I never give rise to attachment. So this the prayer that is being made here, that Lama Tsongkhapa composed for our benefit, is that we give rise to the sincere wish that throughout our lives, may we never be deceived by desire, may we never be deceived by attachment. And for this wish then to arise within us in a sincere way, we need to reflect deeply on the faults of cyclic existence and of the deceptive nature of cyclic existence, particularly the deception that the mind of attachment leads us to. So we need to come to look at the objects of our desire. And again, we need to understand this in a very broad way, not just material objects, not just relationships with people, but whatever it is that we desire, getting our own way, etc. All these wishes, these attachments that we have. And we need to see that the achievement of these desires, whilst it leads to happiness, this happiness is not reliable in that it doesn't last. It may only last minutes, it may last hours, it may last a little longer, but it doesn't last. It's not reliable. And following this comes more desire. And this mind desiring objects is a mind that is deceived. It's a mind that is believing in something that doesn't conventionally exist in this way, believing it to be even greater than it is. Its desirable qualities are exaggerated. And we need to come to see the faults of this mind, and we need to see that what we desire has no essence, in the sense that it has nothing worthy of pursuing, because lasting happiness doesn't result in the fulfillment of our desires. If you think then of this physical basis, this human body that we've achieved, whilst being a basis of such potential, it came about independent on causes. And those causes were contaminated karma accumulated by our own afflicted minds. And as the causes that led to this result of this physical aggregate, this body, as this karma is contaminated karma, good results cannot result from this. But that one means that this body is a suitable basis for suffering. As long as we have a body that came about due to contaminated karma, we have this basis that will experience suffering. We are always under the threat of illness or other harm coming to us. We need to reflect then on the nature of cyclic existence, on the faults of the mind of attachment and the objects that we are attached to the point where we see in a profound way that lasting happiness doesn't come from no matter what we achieve among samsaric objects. And this then leads for wish to be liberated. Not to be liberated from that object, but liberated from this way of thinking, liberated from the minds of samsara, to be liberated from samsara. And this sincere wish to be liberated from suffering is the mind of renunciation, to renounce suffering, or the mind of definite emergence, to definitely emerge from the suffering state of cyclic existence and attain liberation. And this is what we are striving for here.
Desmato yomares, desmato yomar, the Gurchora Lamsa, Chizan Timbu yomares, Chizan Tarva Tomne Tarbi Dewadi, Timbures, you check Devani Deomato Dumaya yomares, Chizan, the Inza, Taba to be chilled, said the Ben Namia Macha, Taba to be chilled, Major Sambi, Sanjo Soalas, Major Samba Gage, Taba to the Nala, Major Samba Kumures, Yores, or
here then the starting point is to come to understand that all the worldly happiness that we have experienced, when we look at that, we see it's finished. That shows its unreliability. And likewise, all the worldly happiness that we desire, even if we do achieve it, that happiness will be exhausted quickly, certainly quicker than we want, and it just leads to disappointment and further desire. And when we reflect on this repeatedly over a sustained period, we'll come to see that within cyclic existence, there's nothing worthy of longing for, of striving for. And rather, we give rise to a wish to be freed of this mind that is keeping us bound here, this mind of attachment that keeps us bound here. When you give rise to this wish to be freed of cyclic existence in its entirety, then this is the mind of definite emergence. It's a mind that is a positive mind, a mind that wants to definitely arise or emerge from the suffering states of samsara and achieve something completely different, a state of lasting happiness, a state that has gone beyond the temporary, transitory happiness that is all we've ever known, to a state of lasting, stable happiness, the state of nirvana or liberation. So that is the mind of definite emergence. And the meaning of this verse is that is what we need to contemplate on. The sufferings of cyclic existence, the faults of desirous attachment, giving rise to the wish for true happiness, lasting, stable happiness. And that is the mind of definite emergence.
다 탈배 대화의 약속이라 그러. 진짜 탈배 대화는 안줄에 토요 말어. 탈바신이 토유로 와. 탈바 토면서 탈배 대화도 용하면 돼. 진짜 나 안줄 지딘비기 대화 용하는데 뭐도 용 말어. 델은 균다 올라. 대균 다신 되는 안줄 강아 슈트에나 이 대화세도 균여야 메르스. 지게 다 강아 동아자야 삼도 용사를 삼선하지 도와. 근데 가서 탈배 대화 띵이 대화는 안줄래요. 막 타바로 토요 말해. 진짜 용하야 균여 말어 봐. 당연히 대화 용어야 돼. 아주 코의 대화도 연구를 하자. 코의 대화 연구를 돼. 아주 기후도 세하다 되는지 아주 뒤지고로 봐. 지상 코의 대화들은 교연장에 따고 그래. 제일야 아니 차바기요 말을 쓴거로 봐. 근데 소만은 아주 용치 부슈래. 대화세 균이 용어야 돼. 근데 누구잖아. 용서를 와서 비게 당연히 삼로 나라 니네 용식으로 봐.
Here we are being asked to make a bit of a leap of faith. Because all the happiness we have ever experienced comes from us desiring something, being attached to something, and achieving it. All we've ever known is samsaric pleasures. We've never experienced anything beyond samsaric pleasures because we're not liberated from cyclic existence. If we were, that's a stable attainment, and one does not then fall back into samsara. So therefore, we've never experienced the happiness that is the stable happiness of nirvana. We've only ever known samsaric happiness. So here, what our meditation is leading us to is, in a sense, to renounce all the happiness that we've ever known. And that takes quite a leap of faith.
데니기에 삼로 용식이에 제가 땅을 대화세 자원용 윤내 용야라서 말에 가서 거기에 대화세 되니 견다고디 디야고 말을 그래. 탈배 대화 야고든 안 토요. 말 진짜 대화세 용화용서 말에 되게디나 동아장 용서에서 비게 셈을 약간아 용시 바래. 이내양 가르sun 거라서네. 아주 거기 대화들 견다고 그래서 디야고 요말 견해서 삼당 걸 견다고 그래서 마도 디 베제마당 선거 말에. 디 베제마당 대화디 베제마당 선거 말 베제 땅고 걸. 아주 대화 다들 아주 거기 대화 베제마당은 아주 대화 베제다 하고 매래다. 베제매로 와서 대화 영화 매래. 지상 아주 거기 대화데 베제 땅고 걸. 이내야 델리야 차고 지어요 말에서. 델리야 뛰었다고 그래지래.
This way of thinking, when we start these meditations, can be very difficult to accept, because what we're being asked to do is give up all the happiness that we've experienced and we desire to experience. And our innermost wish is to only experience happiness. And here, we're being asked to abandon everything that we consider to be happy. So the reason that we will have these doubts and we'll experience this apprehension is because we haven't yet engaged in these meditations repeatedly over a sustained period, and therefore they have not yet been effective. Because at the moment, we see these objects of desire as being worthy of desiring, the achievement of them as the attainment of pleasure, of happiness. So therefore, we see these as suitable to desire, as worthy of desire. And that is because we remain deceived by attachment, which serves to exaggerate the qualities of the object to the point that the faults of the object are hidden. So we need to investigate in our meditation the faults of the object, the faults of the mind of attachment. And in this way, reduce our ignorance, strengthen our wisdom. And as we start to see the faults of whatever it is we desire, and again, this has to be seen in a very broad way, whatever it is that we desire, as we see the faults of that, as well as this mind that is desiring, then our desire naturally dissipates. Because when whatever it is that we don't see as desirable, that we see as faulty, we don't desire that. Attachment doesn't arise for it. So this is how we need to start to relate to our objects of desire, through reflecting on them with more wisdom, as well as looking at the faults of the mind of attachment itself.
Ane dele me yapu parama chipartuloma zamzam paarodi kala gaadi kangara shimo moda shwena da jigi moda ngazul moda dimado yo mala moda dimado me waza tenga zote moda dibe yapu yune yapu mindu tie jiksin gyön ro chang 통으로 와다 gyön da 고 gyön 통으로 지산 gyön 통에 당 하지만 모다 되네 야pu 지어서 하고 시 디 모다도 야pu 뇨구도 삼제 나도 모다 디베 누지야 gyön 야야서 야pu 민두 삼비 gyön시다 gyön 통고 다디네 모자 야고 사바디 뇨고 선비기 모자 야고들 돈이 쉬지 거봐 지산지 어디 암상아서 기어도 어디 야고 민두스네 마 샤샤나 나들 모자 사바네 라요 말에 모자 님보디 야고 민두스 베제마다 샤샤는 나들 야가 파도 줘야다 강아 쉬지기로 와 지산디네 자 모자디 귀인디 야고 귀인 바 하고 그거야 만식 디 베제 땅지 귀인디 여반에 디 베제 땅 마오반 모자 야고라 해기 디 베제 땅지 모자 야구라야게 도다라 디 탑람 유디 유사고 베시 유사고 다가지 모자 닝베 땅 파도 레가레 투로 무사고 닝베 베시 땅 무사고 무여라도 제마 무사지 무디 녀기 따다 토여디 모자 사바 녀제 되는 모자 닝베 야다 굿바이스 다자로 와 어디나신 아주 아주도 코와레 네디베 가빈자 저기 코유 동아디게 돼서 베시 마도 저기 대화원이데 토비오 말와 띵이 대화 탈비 대화 마토바래 마토바에 장한도 코비기 네 대장 코비 대화 가브리아 코비 대화데 마녀와에 나가서 강아자야 차기로 와서 코비 대화 되니게 돼서 비제 당기 땅에 될 때, 내 닝보매와다, 대보매와, 야보매와다, 괜따기. 안에 얘네 탈박이 토예기도 나 띵기 대화 토예기도 나라 니가 저기 규사 개와 기주를 보고 와다. 기주줍제 내는 아주기 야 똑배 냠는데요도 되는 아주 띵기 콜을 동아세야디 대화세야디 마방 매가 쓰고 전에 띵기 대화 톱투고 그래서 엄뼈로지 되는 시에만나 모자를 빼셔봐이나 아니 너다디로 그래.
To make this clear, then, we could take an analogy that probably most of you have familiarity with. So when you're younger and you bought your first car, it was most probably a second-hand car, and among second-hand cars, it would have been on the cheaper end. And you would have driven it, perhaps not so well, being a new driver, and this car of rather low performance became a car of great unreliability possibly quite quickly. And maybe when you're driving, a bit of black smoke came out the back, and occasionally it would backfire. You'd have to warn your friends, oh, don't slam the boot because I may never open it again. And then over some time, you started to become a little bit embarrassed by this car. And when you drove past the maybe a used car dealership and you saw some ones that looked a whole lot better, and certainly you could imagine yourself in that car, the wish to have such a car arose and to get rid of this old rubbish car. And every morning when you went to your car and you saw it there outside your home, a bit of embarrassment arose, as well as a wish to have the one that you saw in the car lot. So here then, wish for an aspiration for something better has come because you very clearly see the faults of what you currently have. And then quickly you use your intelligence to come up with an achievable plan. So I've got a job, but I don't earn so much because I'm young, but let me try and volunteer for overtime. And then cut down on my expenses and do without a few other unnecessary things so that I can save money quickly. And then I can have the car of my dreams. So this is something that I'm sure many of you have experience of. And this mental process is exactly the same that needs to be applied here. Through seeing the faults of all our desires, we will then lose those desires. That mind of desire will not arise so strongly as we see the object as not being so desirable. And then, when this mind is becoming quite pervasive and powerful and having influence over us, then naturally we will be using our intelligence to think, how can I change my situation? What is better than what I've currently experienced? And this is when the wish to be liberated from this way of thinking, from these samsaric pleasures, will start to arise within us. We'll be challenging ever more greatly this mind of attachment, and we'll be ever more effective in not being deceived by whatever it is that attracts us currently. And we will then willingly, wholeheartedly be accumulating the causes to achieve liberation. We will be wanting and desiring to achieve a lasting, stable happiness of liberation, of a mind that is liberated from desirous attachment to worldly objects, a mind that is peaceful, a mind that abides in lasting, stable happiness. So this process is exactly the same as what we've experienced in our life in an ordinary sense. But now we need to apply it with ever greater wisdom into the context of the Dharma.
ane ko tarbas tokudu sembe ngejung samba de ge yodu ngejung sembe di genjin da tarba toyala 다 냠는 저거로 냠는 곰 냠는 제제 안에 타바 토고 그래 진짜 곰 냠는 제 타바 토여기 띠엔디 안에 창주기 띠에 야쇼래 해서래 진짜 디네자 예중의 삼바 탈바세 토고 삼제 진짜 탈베 냠는 제야라야 안에 토야라 안에 창주기 띠엔디 야고 이제 창주기 창벌 주비게 rab중제 창주기 때 창주기 게디나 제라나 삼제 델야 창주 제라에게 don다야 배주尊重你要尊重特别没把是的你们去尊重结巴的你们还是尊重结下蛮把这rabjungi domba rabjung ma cha ba du 차에게 don다야尊重特别没把学的但rabjung 제 사회에 나 rabjung 게 냠는지 rabjung이 ጤ인데 냠는지 탈신해야 돼 rab도 중에 탈시에 don다라尊重特别没把배尊重特别没把结果的你用说才的那么能解的话
Nel also Rabjung-sena, die Dratsunpa-repe. Good. Okay. So looking at the third and fourth lines, but guided by definite emergence, intent on freedom, be resolute in seeking the pure life. So one has been meditating now on the faults of cyclic existence, the unworthiness of whatever it is that we desire, and the harm that this mind of attachment causes us. And this then, when done repeatedly over a sustained period and is starting to have effect, leads to the arisal of the wish to be liberated from the suffering state, to be liberated from this mind of desire that is constantly attached to objects and deceiving us. And then one gives rise to the wish to create the causes to attain liberation from suffering. And then one knows one needs to engage in effective practice. And just to say as an aside, this word practice, it's best understood in its literal form, which is to gain experience of. So whenever we hear this word practice, think of it means to gain experience of whatever the object of meditation is. So then one needs to practice, one needs to meditate and develop minds which are associated with freedom, with liberation, and eliminate minds that are associated with suffering, with samsara. And so to achieve this, one needs to cultivate the pure life, or behavior, or a way of thinking that is pure, that is untainted. And meditating then on ethical conduct, repeatedly over a sustained period, giving rise to an ever more powerful wish to live a pure life, then as one's sense of ethics grows ever stronger within one, then the desire for ordination arises, the desire to literally go forth, to go forth from ordinary existence, ordinary way of living, towards a pure way of living. This will arise within one in an ever more powerful way. The sequence that we're hearing is through reflecting repeatedly over a sustained period on the faults of cyclic existence. The wish will arise naturally within us to turn away from these suffering ways of thinking and behaving, so to renounce suffering, to definitely emerge from suffering. And to do so, one needs to engage in a pure life, or more literally, to engage in pure behavior, or behavior that is pure. So this then leads to the wish to ordain or to go forth. And so here then some difficulty may arise in one's mind, thinking, well, Lama Tsongkhapa, we know he was ordained, many of his followers are ordained, but I'm not. So that may lead to some difficulty in one's mind.
안 디멘비게 다 되네게 안지 저거 펜준 저거 가고 니워당 안 되네 돈에 아직 저거 저게 직 어디 캠념 줘서 다 지지마 용에서 바로 내가 먹고 난 아직 지소나 되도 단 시딩이 돈에 내가 먹고래 되네 이제 내가 먹고래 제요도 아니 김발이야 지당 전에 지 전에 김발이야 아니 최년에 제한테 빼고 유용시오래 유용하래 그래서 대리야 최제발라 바시 이 배마서 망고시고래서 랍중이나 베네 김발이나 뒤로다는 소소야 베네 자로 진행조서야 된다야 아니 진행조서야 다 내가 또 세워야 대리야 주야 망고당 근데 망고치도 대리야 아니 디녀야 그 무이푸고 대답시고 말이야 망고 안 둘로이네 둘로다 말에 니미레 제바야다 지소를 줘야 길 줘야 레갈레도 갑로 거야 둘로 디네 참여도 갑로 둘로 디네 양치기와 제거다 디네 갑로 줘야 둘로 디네 둘로 망고 거고 그래 진짜 디네 둘로 디녀야야 대변주고 디도나 레갈레고 진짜 디네서 빼마스 레가 망고 진짜 검념네 지야야 뒤수티 빼 뉴쳐버려 안다 랍주이나 둘로라 아니 지마도가 둘로 지유나 로진이 숨다로 그래 주의제 감제 디고에 지로로나 디고에 나로드나 디고에 미소길 념도나 디고에 디마도 둘로 먹을 거야 말아 얘네 짜다 얘네 저 파차상 파셔서 전인주소에 돈달라 레가레와요 말해 얘네 소수기 부던달이야 아니 레가레와요 부던달래 누누사야 도 조소다 얘네 삼당어요 말아 제사당 이 조보다 되게 지속이 돈에 안에 시딩이 돈에 레가도 되네 삼당어요 말아 내가 와서 랍중을야 아니 냠는 제기 최 냠는 제기 그걸 랍중이 내가 做 가르스네 당한 저기 최 돈에 퇴하다 디도나 삼다야 원매디 가서는 김방제 안에 랍도 좋아인자 최 냠는 제 제사 내가 做 최 냠는 제 제사 되네 랍중을야 최 냠는 제데 배 마스고 마선 마스고 야셔도 야요레스 그래서 지천의 김바다 랍중이 전에 랍중디 최집이 타바다 탐제김 공념의 제기 땡디 튕기네 야가여가 인자 안에 디천에 안에 창주기 땡디 토부리 제사 창주기 땡 토비알이야 안 전주 배수 제제 전주 제제 안에 전주디게 야고용어쇼 창주기 땡이 토벌쇼스 비게 전주 이 토비하게 된다라 전주 냠렌지 전주기 해보면 용어쇼스 몰랑 야고야디 된다지 제소다
이거는 캐나다의 타마타마칙 성som 데니 람청와 이나 데니 냠는지 기고갑 야부여레디 tör성공 고갑 야부여레 데니 미키아 이나 데니 디타마케런칙 성som
참하신데 미키아는 디레지 내가 망하러 와다 대시 디레 대시 지발이다 미키아라 내가 망보 뿐에 부 지뢰 코에 차다와 삼다만
데니 데고서
데니 인장 나라 창주기 때 토발의 배수시 전주를 보면 개월쇼스 몰람 야고 윤전디에서
디디데 이야기
창주기 때 토발쇼스 몰람 전주 창주기 때 토배치도 마토바에는 토배치 전주 좀 전주를 해보면 요라다 톱 차와 창주기 때 토바에는 창주기 때 토비기 때 될래야 창주기 탈신 뭐야 전주
데니 도파 카리데 도파 미kia konso kari monam kyapkare kiaba chema rapchungware yama kiaba chema changcho jegare ni sapolapkare yamana
지사 기용도 있어 미kia 아미 kiaba chim만 망가 마 기용도나 아니 rapchung지네 야고도 rapchung라해기도 나래야 아니 nel야 아니 rapchung 지고도 세베 덴바 두니에게 rapchung디 두비에게 라야기도 나라 전주 배수 쇼고레스 그러다.
되니까서.
근데 김발마도 랍중 제사한다 랍중 제도 나 말고 김발로 하다고. 까미게 요데는 랍중 말로 하대. 디시고.
So at the time that Rinpoche composed this prayer, as is today, there are many non-ordained practitioners who have given rise through effective meditation to a sincere wish to definitely emerge from suffering and to attain the state of liberation. So before me now, around Lama Tsongkhapa at the time, there were many non-ordained practitioners who would be included amongst the great practitioners of the day. Those who had ensured that they had favorable conditions to practicing the Dharma, and they had utilized those, excellent conditions that they have to cultivate their minds. So that being said, the reason that here ordination is being encouraged, or to cultivate the wish, or through giving rise to a wish to definitely emerge from cyclic existence, this will lead to the wish to live the pure life, to go forth and to ordain. The reason that is being said is because, in general, the primary difference between the ordained who have a sincere wish to practice and the non-ordained who share that same sincere wish to practice is that, in general, non-ordained people have far more demands on their time. The ordained should have far fewer demands on their time, which means these activities of study, reflection, and meditation, amongst the two in general, the ordained should have far more time, far fewer distractions. So, for example, when someone ordains, their ordination is marked by their heads being shaved. So, when an ordained person gets dressed in the morning, they take no time styling their hair. They never again spend time at the hairdressers, because this is something one can do oneself. Every week or two takes a couple of minutes. Likewise, when getting dressed in the morning, there's no thought about, well, these are my activities for the day, what is appropriate to wear? One puts on the same things. So there's no thought about what will look good today, what colors match, what outfit should I choose? Are my clothes still appropriate? Do I need to buy new ones? These thoughts just don't arise anymore because one's choices are somewhat limited. Then likewise, for the demands that our communities place on us. So living in an ordained community, certainly there are demands on the community place on one's time, but those are significantly less than the non-ordained experience. And those of you who are parents, you know there are plenty of demands on you. Those of you who work, you'll know that your job also places many demands on you. And not just whilst you're at work, but one comes home, and the worries of one's work, the hopes for one's work being effective, whether it's in terms of prosperity or in terms of being of benefit to others, these can dominate one's mind even when one is at home. And another difference is those who are ordained, their friends place very few demands on them. But those who are not ordained, the friends do place demands, either from your side wanting to spend time with your friends, or your friends inviting you over and you feeling obligated. So for these and many reasons, and many other reasons, such as then the need to have much more money if one is not ordained, as opposed to if one is ordained, and thereby having to work that much more, those who are not ordained suffer from or experience far less free time. And through having far less free time, the ability to receive teachings, to reflect on those teachings, and eventually to be able to meditate on those teachings is severely impeded. But for those few non-ordained people who have been able to not be dominated by those perhaps realities of non-ordained life, and who have accumulated good conditions around them to cultivate, to reflect on the Dharma, to hear teachings of the Dharma, then they can develop very powerful minds of the Dharma within themselves, and certainly would be included amongst the great practitioners of the day. And to say again, amongst those, amongst lay practitioners, there are many who are great practitioners. Nevertheless, though, when one looks at the benefits of having gone forth from the lay life and having that much more time to cultivate minds that are truly beneficial for oneself and for others, then one will give rise to this wish to definitely emerge from cyclic existence, to live a pure life, and to live a life unencumbered by the demands of society, and where one can sincerely and single-pointedly strive to cultivate minds which are of greatest benefit to oneself and society. So thereby, one gives rise to this wish, seeking the pure life, seeking a life of ordination, a life that has gone beyond the worldly concerns.
And Gewa Chima in that, Gewa Chimanga Giro than the Anagic Kowalia, and the Nimbumeva Tonje, and the Rabjungi, Rabjungia, Duba, Dubash, Chimuiada, Deniga Rabjunjegi, and Dondala Tundriki, and the Rebameva, Yamna Chetuadi, nor shows a Molam Jadi, and this is what I do. That Cetili in a sort of Rabjunjegi, Duba Dubagiada, and Gewa Chima in Rabjunje, and the sign Yamlin. Jiwa show said the Karasendi. Nyamlen che taro toye nyamlen che gohapdi mangare goga gaze mangare ne nyamlen di yaga ngoro nyamlen gaze yaga na tarba toya da sanjo goga tole tanye rugo ba donda diru.
Here the prayer is being made that in all our future lives, from the moment of birth, may I never be deceived by attachment. And moreover, giving rise to this wish for definite emergence, may I go forth from the lay life and enter into the life of the ordained, the life that is unencumbered by overwhelming worldly responsibilities, a life where I have the opportunity to cultivate powerful minds of the Dharma within myself through having easy access to the spiritual teachings and having the time and the conducive circumstances around me, the support network around me, to be able to reflect on these teachings and eventually to be able to meditate on these teachings. And may I and give rise to this wish in this very life. And if I can't give rise to the wish, for ordination in this very life, may I in my future lives, may I attain this favorable rebirth and ordain in that, enabling me to rapidly spiritually progress for the benefit of all beings. And with this spiritual progression, may I do so in a resolute manner, do so without any trace of laziness or without any laziness or carelessness in my approach, and with ever greater effort and joy, may I strive to develop myself spiritually.
And Geshe Thubten Rabten Hadami Gobon Tobu Dadanga said Delia Tarbata Tamji Goa Toptun Dadigudu. Chizan Tomato Van Gewa Chimane, Chuanyam Chewa Inza, Chizan, Dini Zangi Dondala, and Diringi Church Machina Tamindu, Shuchi Yamayachi, Samje, and it Goviatilla. They are and Ranchibu Mayemba. Simjan Tam Jedunga Jada, Simjan Tamje Digi Dondalea, and again Dunga Saber Chigi, the Enzang Simjan Tam Jigi Dondala Sanyo Goba Chigi, Sanyo Goba Toba Show, Sembukuma Chaju Sim Samta, then Dine Kuno Dine Samtane, that means Sanyo Goba Tobala, that Sanji Change Simbu Java Persian Juin Yamlan, the Yapon Show, Chitu Show, said Nibadirwa, the Nigi Yamlan Yonala, that said Teller. Yamlen Chimaduna, Gewa Chima, Yam Jawata, the Inzang Mudine, Gewane, Gewa Bardo, and 电商电剧米流么去 top 2把小 top 年点点来目的性的教育性别个台湾这边去年的这个国把小这样的，我的那个上大么了上大的这个也进不来，就是的那现在上了第些大，的那现在的叫我起码当然是上级有个方头也那么年们这的那定下边见，那叫我起码他那边有个方头也的，第二呀那入军规的那头也上大的，安的上大，但叫我起码他那边有个方头也给长大了，这个。但是他们这个短大了上九个方特别制度，呢，说是给金币年们去金币的，出去年们去呢，结果在米里特别托包小，上面就出去年们结尾那米里头也举菜过来，因为第三个嘛的，本来什么叫他们这个短大的上九个方托包几个，连上的呀金币的出去随便年们几个是年们结尾呢，出去年们结尾呢，个上九个方特别是出去年们结尾呢，你结果在米里特别举菜过的。结果的那张这个公路的呀，安迪林店要不托瓦的了，去年的要不去，他把他们这个嘛，他们那这个民族考瓦的了，你不民族什么大些？的你把的了，的什么叫他们这个短大了呀？没上有个吧，托瓦小什么讲究什么大，但上有个嘛特别吃多年呢，这个金巴头出的随便，你们基因随便说给的，金币团的刚阳金阳给团的呀，关注了全部不呀。安呢，现叫我做了弱节呀，那另外艺术有关的，安现在呀判不出来的一斤吧，出人说呀的，但另外艺术有关系，现在你比较话些的，地区来了些的，早因为这个咩，身边上大的出人，那说话些的，那个什么出吧，安呢，说是个去年的这吧，刚刚有为那的，刚刚的，哦，但的，刚刚进的，刚刚这边的别样或者什么就说话些的，现有你把东西。这边呢，这里啊，那空马出来去，什么历史也就对头也去，简单说法。但呢，准备，但是我给为这里啊，给我家的另外个的那个人们去，别呀或者是家长啊这样的，但我的那个目的那个这个是上级国防马头把目的性的这个是被准备重要，是在忙白呢的那个重要的，你忙白你给为家话了呀，那你就没那个了。电力在电力做，电力上这个没那么简单的，就像给电的车了发动的电商电机米流什么去 top 接电的呀，那天把这边去年能接，你现在判断这些不主土包小身边的，我电力没那简单，这个大家上大电力，大家做上大的，但第上大的也是没效果的，电力这边呢，这个电话起码呢电机米流什么去推下的，给就主要那个不那个的，车电力呢就。解决这个的，呢什么丢呀，打丢呀，苹果哇，这里在电力给老车的样子，老车来的，这里是多。
To summarize then what we've looked at in our morning session today is that, and also combine this with what we looked at yesterday. So we're all sitting here, we've attained a human rebirth that is precious. And this is something that we should reflect on each day to remind ourselves of how incredibly fortunate we are. Because it's through reminding ourselves of how incredibly fortunate we are to have such a life, such an opportunity, helps overcome any inclination towards dispiritedness or a weak mind, but rather to start our meditation, generate joy within ourselves for this opportunity that we ourselves have achieved through the causes we accumulated, and through this joy, this joy then propels us to use our meditation session well as whatever lies ahead in that day, to ensure that we continue to accumulate causes to fulfill our spiritual goals. And then, when we generated this positive mind, immediately we should turn our attention to the situation of others, reminding ourselves that all others are the same as us in wanting to experience lasting, stable happiness and to be free of pain and difficulty. In this regard, there is no difference between ourselves and others. And we should then take this understanding as the starting point to develop the minds of love and compassion and the responsibility of not special insight, of special intention, thank you, and give rise to this mind of special intention, taking responsibility for the suffering of others, and thereby to fulfill this, the only way is to become a Buddha, because it's only a Buddha who's the most skilled of guides, and then we give rise to this wish to become a Buddha for the sake of others, to become the most skilled of guides, to lead others to freedom from suffering. And this is the mind of bodhicitta. And then we can take that reflection and we can include what we've spoken about this morning on definite emergence, that in order to become a Buddha, of course one has to renounce cyclic existence, renounce the suffering of the samsara, and to emerge to the state that is liberated from suffering. And to do that, one needs to cultivate our wisdom and to eliminate all the faults. And how to do so? Here we engage in the practices that we heard about yesterday in the context of the causes for a good rebirth. But here we do those same meditations, but guided by the wish to attain enlightenment. So we first reflect on perhaps ethical conduct, which, as we heard yesterday, is the primary cause for good rebirths. But if one wants to be liberated from suffering and attain the exalted goal of enlightenment, the basis is ethical conduct. So therefore, one needs to make this commitment that one will subdue one's mind, and thereby through one's physical behavior and one's way of speaking, one will not harm others. Motivated by this, by bodhicitta, we will naturally give rise to this ethical way of thinking, because we will not want to harm others. We will want to have a mind that is subdued and is gentle, that is not drawn towards attachment and repulsed by anger, but rather a mind that is subdued, and thereby bring no harm to others. And then the mind of generosity, the wish to benefit others. This too will naturally arise in us because we've cultivated bodhicitta, and it will be the commitment that within the confines of my current ability, wherever I can physically be of benefit to others, wherever through my speech I can be of benefit to others, I will be so, due to generating this mind of wanting to help others, this mind of generosity, which is the mind that wants to give. And then thirdly, we reflect on patience, the mind that remains undisturbed in the face of adversity. So whether adversity comes from outer experiences, whether they're people or events, or whether our own inner turmoil, our mind stays subdued, stays undisturbed. And thereby we can respond in a skillful way through wisdom. And fourthly, we meditate on joyous perseverance. Once again, generating joy within us at this opportunity that we have here in our meditation, in the day ahead. In the day ahead, we're going to meet people, we're going to interact with others, and we're going to have the opportunity to make a wholesome connection with others and be of some benefit to them now, but through this connection, may I be of greater benefit to them in future lives. In this way, we take delight in virtue. And in our future lives, we create the causes that we will want to develop the pure life, engage in the pure life, and be of ever greater benefit to others. So in this way, then, we can take what we've heard this morning, combine it with what we heard yesterday, because the meditations are the same. What we are developing is the strength of our motivation. But the meditations on generosity, on ethical conduct, patience, joyous perseverance, these are the same, but they're guided by an ever greater motivation. Okay, so we'll finish here. Enjoy your lunch, and we'll meet again at 2 o'clock. Thank you.